What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. For those of you who are new here, my name is Johnny. This is our bus, Miles of Smiles, and is Reagan here? Reagan? Are you Reagan? Reagan, are you over there? No, unfortunately, Reagan is not here today, but I'm still here on today, Friday, the upload day, our new upload day, scrambling to make a video yet again for you guys. As many of you know, we were just in Florida. If you haven't checked out the two videos that we released when we were in Florida, one is a build video and the other one is a fun spicy pepper Q&A. Definitely go watch those videos. It's fun to make that while we were there with my family. But anyways, we're glad to be back and be getting kind of on a schedule. And we also have something else very big to announce, guys. We have our first deadline, and that is we have to be out of the house we're in by April 30th. So we currently rent from my brother. He's our amazing landlord, and we had told him we were maybe wanting to even get out a little earlier than June, which was our original agreement, and he was super cool about it. Best landlord ever. And so he actually said, well, I'm going to sell the house anyways. He found a buyer, potential buyer already, and they're wanting to close on the 30th. So April 30th is our goal. And ideally, we want to be in the bus. Ideally, we want to be living in the bus in a rough state and continuing to build it out while we park it at my parents'. Now, worst case scenario, we can live at my parents', live in a house normally. And while we continue to build the bus and get it to a state where it's livable, we'll see if it's rough livable by April 30th. But it's crunch time, people. It's crunch time, and we're feeling the pressure. Well, not totally yet. This is the very beginning of the pressure, and like I said, there's only some pressure because worst case scenario, our fallback is stay in a normal house versus park the bus outside of a normal house, live in the bus, and use the amenities of the normal house while we build the bus. Regardless, big change, but our first deadline. So we have that looking forward to. And so one of the most important things you got to have in a bus is a place to sleep. So that's what we're talking about today. I built this beautiful bed frame. Look at, so comfortable. Oh, that's so nice. Except not. I can't wait to have a mattress on this thing. But for now, it's holding me up really well, and it's nice and solid. So before we get time-lapsing and talking about how I went about building this, one thing I want to talk about, guys, that's very important that we've realized lately, especially now that we have a deadline, is the importance of planning before you come to your bus. Now, this may be a little bit different for everybody because some people have the bus where they're living. It's in their driveway. It's right outside. It's there all the time. For us, that's not the case. The bus is about 30 minutes away for us right now, and that's 30 minutes here, 30 minutes back. It's not so easy to just hop out and get an idea of things or measure some things or plan for some projects. So we really need to take advantage of the time we're here to think ahead, and so we can plan when we're home, because that's one of the biggest problems I would say that's been slowing us down, is not always having a super solid plan. I mean, you can come here and it's yeah, we can do the plumbing, we can do all these other things. There's a million things to do on your bus until it's done. And even after it's done, there's probably still going to be projects you're going to be doing. But until then, there's so many projects, and certainly some have to be done in order, some don't. But it can be really easy to come here and without a plan and feel kind of overwhelmed, or for me, struggle to focus on one thing and have multiple projects going on at the same time, which has inevitably happened here. And so I have some, the gray tanks are half hung, and various projects, the plumbing's half done. Various things that are half done, partly because of just order things that have to be done in, and I'm just ADD, but partly because of planning. I just wanted to say that real quick before we get into this video and kind of make a different kind of point and make it in this video other than just showing you what we're doing. But really try and plan, guys. It's going to make the most out of your time when you're at the bus and when you're actually building your rig. Because Reagan and I came here earlier in the week, and while we got some stuff done, we were limited on the materials we had, and we weren't quite prepared for doing some other things. While we got some stuff done, we probably didn't get as much done as we could have, and that's happened to us quite a few times. Because it can be overwhelming when you get here. Like I said, you can stand here and you can stare at a lot of things and think about a lot of stuff, but if you plan, you can do. So I've got this footage of us Reagan helping me build the last wall underneath the bed here, and then me building this bed frame today. I'm going to roll that for you guys, throw myself in the corner like we have been doing lately, talk you through it, and then I'm going to give you a quick recap here at the end, show you some final shots because I don't remember what the time lapses are like. But anyways, let's roll the time lapses, and then I'll come back and talk to you, and we'll wrap this up. What's up, you guys? Johnny in the editing studio. A little bit of wine. Gonna talk you through this. Here we go. So we basically just needed to create one more wall to finish off the one side of the dog's bedroom, which is essentially what it's gonna be. A few more studs, but we learned an important lesson here, guys. We didn't follow, well, I guess we measured twice, or maybe more than that, but we weren't very precise with our measurements. So we cut a few boards that ended up being a little too short, so we needed to recut a few boards. Now, we'll probably find a use for those 2x4 chunks down the road. They weren't terribly small, but we did have to sacrifice them, and maybe there was other workarounds, but we ended up cutting new boards. So always just measure another time, guys. Just measure another time. But anyways, the dogs are gonna have a full 30 by 60 inch space. Yeah, very spoiled, we know. They're gonna have a lot of space down there, but we're gonna end up plywooding all of this space off as we've mentioned before. It's gonna turn out nice for them. So then we were excited to actually start building the bed platform, but we learned another big lesson, and that was we didn't prepare for materials. So we totally guessed one day when we were at Home Depot, we saw 1x4s, which is what we use for the bed frame. And we thought that's another project we could do. Let's buy some. And I just guessed, I said, well, we'll probably need at least 10. So we got 10. Well, we needed more than 10. So we could only finish part of it this day, which is why we ended up putting some more plywood in here. And then here we are at today, Friday, and I'm here finishing it off. And I decided to go ahead and space out the hinges first. We used two 30-inch piano hinges on the back side to give a nice wide area of hinge. And I decided, I'm gonna end up mounting this to the hinge, so I wanted to have that there ready to mount it to. And then we're actually having 3 pieces running long ways, one on each side, and then one down the middle. And then we're gonna have slats sitting on top of those. So those pieces were kind of warpy, not always perfect. So I decided to actually secure those down into the resting points of the frame before I put the slats across. So I wanted to be working with as flat or as close to flat of a surface as possible. Until I got a solid square. And then once I got a solid square, as you see here, with about 2 boards on each side, then I could feel free, hinge up and down, and I released all the boards from the mounting points that I already secured them to. Alright guys, now that you watched me build it, I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick what the final result is. Very happy with it, I must say. So here we go, we got all of our, I think, 13 slats running across. And you'll notice there isn't one at the very end there, and there isn't one at the very end there. We'll maybe sneak one in. Chances are there's gonna be plenty of support into the corners for the mattress, but we can always add it in if needed. This sits completely flush, or pretty much flush, with this here. Now, from this wall to that back wall is about 64 inches, and the width of a queen bed is about 60 inches. So that gives us a few inches on either side to stuff some covers, and just have overall a little bit of play in the bed, but still keep it snug. And the same goes from this wall here. I guess this will be our stopping point here, kind of this wall. And then up here, our stopping point is going to be a headboard. So we're going to have little cabinets that are going to come up here. And so that's going to help hold the mattress in vertically. Of course, you could recess this down and, build your actual frame so it's a little bit wider than 60 inches. So the inner to inner would be a little bit more than 60, and it could sit down in here. But we're going to have things holding it in anyways, so we're good there. Right at the very end, I added these little sections here just to tie a few of these front boards together. They were really sturdy and I could stand on them and they still supported me, but they did sag a little bit, and just for the sake of not having to worry about how much weight we're putting on here, I just went ahead, tied 3 of them together, so now you've got the structure of 3 of them, and it definitely helps with reducing some of that sag, but overall there's going to be a mattress on here anyways distributing the weight, so I think we're going to be good. And you'll see the piano hinges back here, and we skipped holes as we were going. This was kind of something we ran into, not the end of the world, but you'll see not all the holes on this side are filled because they're attached to the various slats going across. So in order to not put the slats completely next to each other, we just skipped a hole, but still works, still hinges totally fine. So we can get it to hinge up all the way to here. So we'll have good access to our bin here. Obviously the dogs are there. And then on this side, we'll have access to our storage there. That back storage will be a little tricky. Or just probably less used things, but good access there. And our big limitation is the ceiling over here. So we hit the ceiling right there. With that side, we don't hit on the other side because the bed is obviously biased one way. So hit it a little bit, but not the end of the world. Of course, we've got the nice open area for the dogs. I mean, look at this. Obviously, we got some walls to put up yet, but look at how big this doggy bedroom's gonna be. Like, I could sleep under here. This is maybe where Reagan's gonna have me sleep if she's mad at me. I don't know, but this is spacious right here. Look at this. That's going to be a nice bedroom for them. Reagan and I both said we can't wait to say to the dogs, go to your room. Because we're actually going to try and train them to distinguish this versus our bed. So this is going to be go to your room. This is going to be go to the bed. But this turned out great. Plenty of walking space. Maybe we'll do something with the ceiling even, but we'll make this a true, beautiful doggy bedroom. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I was really hoping this first Friday upload was going to be better than this. Glad we're still getting a video out to you guys, even if it's... I hope I'll still be able to get this on time. Guys, if you like the video, if you like the bed frame design, if you have anything to say about it, go ahead and comment below. What do you think of the design? How would you do it differently? How did you make yours? And what do you suggest for people making their own bed frames? Let's get some ideas going. Let's get some help going for people who are looking for these kinds of things. Because that's why I'm putting this video out there, is to give people some ideas. To give you some ideas on maybe how you can do it in your own bus. So, guys, if you want to support us even more and as much as you can, go ahead and click that subscribe button. We love to see all of you subscribed and following along. It's cool to be at 44 videos and knowing that there's so many more to come. We have such a long road ahead. So thankful for all of you who have joined thus far, and thankful for those of you who are going to join down the road, or maybe right now when you go ahead and click that subscribe button. But for now, I got to get clean up. I got to get home. I got to edit this, and then I got to do real work. But I got to get out of here. But guys, we will catch you on the next one.